Good afternoon, Commissioners. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is our company's distinct pleasure to be present once again at your intersessional meeting and to have been given the opportunity to address you. In the Caribbean, we continue to have a clear battle against crime. And every time you think that you've won, something springs up somewhere. So in Trinidad, serious crimes are down, but murders are really inflaming public attention. You see in Bahamas and Barbados, gun crimes increasing. St. Kitts with its increasingly high murder rates, and even Guyana with its continuing scourge of armed violence. To win the battle, it's clear that you have to look at different methods, at new and all types of methods. And obviously that's what you all are doing here over the next few days, and also at your annual meetings every year. We think and would like to suggest that one of the additional methods that can be used is question of collaboration with the private security industry. And in the time that's allotted to me, I would like to touch on just a few things. I obviously can't go very deeply into them in a very short time, but just to briefly touch on them. And one of the things we see in the Caribbean is that we regularly have one-off major type events, whether it's a jazz festival or a carnival or one of these large events. And invariably, police organizations are called upon to provide security for those events. But no police service has officers sitting around idly waiting to be able to be shifted to look at these, to handle these large events. And even when you do shift officers to that, it's expected that you still maintain law enforcement in other areas of the country. And this is one of the areas that private security can in fact help. One of the best examples I can give of that was when the 5th Summit of the Americas was held in Port of Spain, where private security, in the form of our company, I must put in the little plug, handled the screening of the delegates at about 5 different locations. In all, about 1,500 people were screened. That has allowed the security planners to be able to better use the police and defense force officers in other areas. Apart from the supply of uniformed officers, private security has a wide range of skills and a depth of knowledge, including in the areas of electronic security and information technology. One example where private security has been able to help is that, again, in Trinidad and Tobago, the police service is using the IntelTrack mapping solution that has been developed by Amalgamated for tracking police vehicles to be able to tell where they have been and identifying which vehicles are better able to respond to calls. Resource sharing in these types of areas can also include video enhancement, provision of container trailers with surveillance and tracking capabilities for use in cargo theft investigations, and the use of facial recognition software in other areas. According to a study done by the Organization of American States, in most Caribbean countries, the number of private security officers is either equal to or greater than the number of police officers. That's a tremendous number of eyes and ears on the ground that can potentially help the police. But to effectively use those eyes and ears, a formalized system has to be created in a collaboration between the police service and private security companies that encourages security officers to report crimes and potential crimes. And one very good thing about this type of collaboration is that it actually costs the police nothing in terms of a direct cash outlay. Training is yet another area of potential collaboration. Every police service has a variety of training needs, and actually the same is true of the companies in the private security industry. It may be possible at times for the police to piggyback on training that private security firms have scheduled for their staff. At other times, more specialized training might be needed. At Amalgamated, we have created a standalone organization called the Caribbean Institute for Security and Public Safety, which provides training for both private security and public safety officers in a wide range of areas. The Institute has also developed a relationship with the Miami-Dade College School of Justice. And under that relationship, we have had 2 training programs that were then attended by members of the Trinidad Defense Force, the Police Service, Office of Law Enforcement Policy, Transit Police, Immigration Detention, and others. And in 2016, we'll be running several other training programs in conjunction with Miami-Dade School of Justice. I know, because I'm the chairman of that institute, that in January, the program that is going to be run is going to be on surveillance and counter-surveillance. And later in the year, there'll be 2 other programs dealing with cybercrime and also dealing with the use of social media in fighting crime. Now we recognize that not all private security companies are the same. And there are clearly those that do not operate to a standard that would allow you to collaborate with them. Unfortunately, that's the fact of life. But at the same time, there are others that operate to a higher standard. And we believe that collaboration with those companies will benefit each country, each island, and each police service. Thank you for your attention, and I now turn you over to Mr. Robert Bohr, our Group Marketing Director.